James Gunn has the Krabby Patty secret formula. This little bottle right here is the Krabby Patty secret formula, and James Gunn has it. If you don't know what that really means, let me explain. You see, James Gunn does something that most other people that create superhero movies can't quite nail properly. And it's the fact that these superheroes are actually superheroes, not just superheroes. They're superheroes. Now, as dumb as that actually sounds, let me actually explain what that actually means. There is a shared common trait between all of these characters that James Gunn has actually put on the big screen. There are key similarities between the Suicide Squad as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's not just the fact that they're a team of underdog-esque type heroes that overcome strange adversities. Now, that key trait that they all share comes right out of this bottle right here. It comes right out of the Krabby Patty secret formula. I'm not talking about the recipe book. You cannot get this right out the book. And it's with the usage of this Krabby Patty secret formula that has me in absolutely no doubt that this new James Gunn Superman movie is going to be something great. Now, at this point, I've been dragging it on, and I feel like you guys are wondering what's actually in the Krabby Patty secret formula. What's actually in there? What is he actually using? What is he talking about? What is this guy talking about? So what the Krabby Patty secret formula actually is James Gunn's perfect way of actually capturing the essence of heroism and lightheartedness within the protagonist within his films. He can capture the essence of what it truly means to be a hero and have heroic traits while still being lighthearted and having a goofy tone under the movie, which makes it feel more human and realistic. There is a level of groundedness and light humor within his films that cause all the characters to be somewhat relatable and have a simple trope to them that is not found within other characters within the movies. All of these characters here are very, very different and have very different reasons for why they're doing what they're doing within the movies. Same with these characters here. All of them are good characters. They are protagonists within the film, but they all have very different reasons as to why they're here and what they're doing here. Basically, these are not heroes. Neither are these guys. They are also not heroes. But by the end of the movie, you cannot convince me that they were not all heroes from the beginning. In both of those movies, all the characters experience a high level of character development that allows us to see the shift from a regular human to wanting to step into the role of being an actual hero. And that's the perfect way to actually portray Superman in live action, simply due to the fact that he is a super-powered, all-powerful, God-level powered man. It's a bit strange to portray him as someone that's inherently good from the beginning, because that's not exactly how Superman is. Superman was not inherently good. He was molded and shaped to be good by his upbringing and the experiences he's had. Superman is actually an alien. Like, we understand that he's an alien from a different planet who has completely different physiology from a regular human. He is nothing like a regular human. Therefore, he wants to be a regular human and fit in with humanity to be their sole protector. And the reason behind that is not simply because he has to do it. It's simply because he feels responsible. He feels like if he has the power to be in that position, he has to uphold that responsibility. And I don't think there's anyone better than James Gunn to accurately portray that shift from a regular thinking person to a person that decides that he actually wants to be humanity's savior and hope for humanity. Because that's exactly what he did in Guardians of the Galaxy and in Suicide Squad. He made us believe that these people could actually be a lot more than we might think of them. And he did not do it in a corny way. He did it in a way that's very realistic and understandable through the eyes of their actual heroes. And that's the Krabby Patty secret formula. That formula for portraying a character and showing their entire character arc from how they become a regular person to a heroic person is the actual key to showing Superman in his full light. Superman has long been portrayed as a character who does the greater good because it's the greater good and no other reason besides that. Even though he has the power and the opportunity to do bad or even just not do the right thing all the time, he does the right thing because it is the right thing. But that all-powerful sense of goodness is not realistic and not really true to Superman's real character. Because Superman's real character is that he does the greater good because he has the opportunity and he has the power to be in that position. Not because he is in that position, but because he has the opportunity to not be in that position. Now, what that means again is that Superman is the sole vision, the sole symbol of hope in itself. He is not justice. He is not vengeance. He is not power. He is not goodness. He's simply the symbol of hope. Superman was raised in an environment where they had hope that he would use his powers for good. They didn't necessarily understand whether he'd be a good person or a bad person or try to push him into a specific way, but they had hope that he would understand the responsibility that he has and push him into that role. And James Gunn can quite literally capture that in the perfect light because we've seen him do it multiple times. Now that you understand what the Krabby Patty secret formula is, do you think that James Gunn will actually be able to pull it off and use the formula properly? Or do you think that portraying a more godlike figure of Superman, who's an all-powerful force of good, is a more accurate portrayal of the comic book version of Superman? At the end of the day, Superman is portrayed as an all-powerful character who decided to do good on his own based on his surroundings and his upbringing. People had hope that he would do the right thing and make the right choices, and they banked on that hope, and it turned out well. Your interpretation of that is based on how you read it and maybe your own personal perspective on the character. But I truly believe that viewing Superman as a more grounded, realistic human man who had hope and has hope in humanity, fighting for humanity, is the best way to portray Superman in live action. Someone that tries his absolute best, who has hope for humanity and hope that the future will be bright for humanity, and not just an all-powerful, godlike figure of goodness. And it's really something about these images I've seen of the new Superman that just has me feeling like this Superman is going to actually really be the symbol of hope. There's a glimmer in his eyes. There's a hopeful spark in his eyes that I can see that makes me feel like he's not just an all-powerful character, but a symbol that wants to uplift the world. This is the same Superman that could stop an asteroid from crashing into Earth, but in the same breath, come down and rescue a cat from a tree. That's the Superman that I want to see in the new movies. And I'm really hopeful that James Gunn is going to be able to actually portray that in the right light. If he just uses that formula properly, I feel like we can definitely get a great performance out of it. But what do you guys think?